Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Crafternoon tea. So today I'm going to show you how to make this Remembrance Day jam jar lantern. So all you're going to need is a jam jar. I've used acrylic paint to do my design, but get creative, see what you've got in your cupboards. You could use permanent pens, you could make it more of a collage, so you could use tissue paper which will shine through really nicely if you want to add a light in there after. So follow me through step by step and I'll show you how to make one for yourself. Hope you enjoyed this craft. So to make your lantern, you're going to need a plain jam jar. I've got a sort of standard size here, but it's up to you depending on what shape and size you want. I've got some acrylic paint and a paintbrush, and I've got a whiteboard marker because I'm going to need to draw the soldier on first of all. I can't just paint that freehand. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to draw an outline of the soldier. And what I'll do is I'll hold it up afterwards so you can see. So I'm just going to draw it in whiteboard marker because then if I make a mistake, I can go back and change it. I can wipe it off, whereas with paint it's a bit harder. So I'm just getting the body of my soldier together now. I'm going to colour it in so you can see it. And then I'll hold it up. Okay, so there we go. You can see I've sort of got him crouching down next to a cross. If you make a mistake, you can just wipe it and it will come off. So it's not permanent at this stage, which is handy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the soldier on first and then do the details after. So I'm going to paint him in black. Because then we'll have the silhouette. Oh, my paint's blocked over. There you go. Won't need too much paint for this. I'm using acrylic paint, but you can use whatever paint you have around your house. So I'm just going to go over where I've got the soldier. I'll hold it this way so you can see. I'm just going to cover my design now. So there you can see already I've done the cross, and now I just need to do the body of my soldier. Good thing with acrylic paint is that it dries quite quickly as well, so you won't be waiting around for a very long time. So we've almost got the soldier complete. You don't want to paint them too thick, but just enough that it's all covered as well. Okay, so you can see now it's a bit bolder. So there's the soldier and his cross, and then what I'm going to do next is some grass. So I'm just going to wash my brush. I've got some water in here. I'm just going to use the same brush for each bit. It's quite handy to have quite a small brush if you've got one, so you can get those fine details. So I've got quite a bit of air in this, so it's just quite tough to get it out. Okay, so now I'm going to do the green bit, which will be the grass all along the bottom. So I'm just going to do bold strokes. I want this to be quite transparent. I think this will be quite nice to have it quite you see so far. So just going all the way around, you can do the whole jar or you can just do bits, it's up to you. Where the black paint's wet still, it will blend, so just be careful with that because you don't want black streaks in your grass. So I'm just going to do the front now because if I go all the way around, it will still be wet. I don't want to get paint all over the table. So you can see I've got a few different textures there with the colour, the thickness of the colour. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop this to the side to let it dry for a minute, and then we're going to pop some poppies in the grass. So join me again in a few seconds. Okay, so you can see it's really starting to come together now, and all we're going to do for the last stage is add our poppies on. So I've got some red paint, still a little bit wet, so just be careful where you're putting your fingers, and I'm just going to do some circular shapes for my poppies, and then we can add a little black dot in the middle afterwards. So I'm just going to scatter poppies all around the grass area. And I'm going to pop one into the soldier's hand as well. I'll hold this up after so you can see. So this would make a lovely little gift, or you can have it as a lantern, you can put a light in it, it will shine really nicely with all the colours coming through. Or you can just have it on your windowsill, it's up to you, you don't have to do anything creative with it. This is the creative part, of course. So I'm just adding a few poppies into the field. Okay, so you can see I've now got some poppies amongst my grass as well. So what I'm going to do now is just put a dot of black in the middle of each one to finish my poppies off, and then we will be finished. You could use pens for this instead, you don't have to use paints for this craft. You can use some permanent pens or some glass pens, you might have some of those around your home. Just have a little rummage through your cupboards and see what you've got which will work. So I'm putting a dot in the middle of each one, a black dot, to finish off my poppies. And there we have it. So here is our finished jar, ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed making this craft with me, and I'll see you next week for another Crafternoon tea. Take care.